We're back. We are back for a Raw video. That's right. I said Raw. Raw is War. I wish they called it Raw is War still. That would be a throwback. But welcome to the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast, the only podcast that is always an instant classic. And somebody over there doesn't always say in every video. Like the last video that we did, he didn't say it. So, people are gonna be like, am I watching the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast? I don't know. But you are now. Let's talk about Raw. Three main segments we wanted to kind of talk about just because they were pretty big. And usually we do get shows like this after Raw or after WrestleMania, SummerSlam, after the big shows, and we got them. So gonna kind of go from kind of epicness levels, I guess. We're gonna start off with we finally got the new member of the Wyatt family, and it was kind of a surprise. I know there was a lot of rumors that it was going to be somebody that we already knew. I heard rumors that it was going to be Sheamus. I heard rumors it might be either Dean Ambrose or Roman Reigns. Heard a couple other kind of crazy rumors, but it's a new guy. His ring name is Braun Strowman. He has been on NXT. I haven't seen him on the actual taped NXT, but I knew he was training in NXT. So I haven't really seen too much of him. Really big guy. Really big guy. I mean, he made Roman Reigns look like a small fry. So I was excited about that. We finally got a new member of the Wyatt family because Eric Rowan apparently doesn't exist anymore. He just died. So any thoughts on that? I know you saw pictures because you haven't watched Raw yet, but any thoughts on that before we move?
Blame life, man. I can't help it. Blame this college life. LOL. But anyway, I was watching it as you were talking about it. I was watching it on YouTube. Yeah, this guy's a big fella. First off, the man needs to find a white beater that fits him because that one doesn't. Um, I'm just saying. But yeah, he's a big dude. He's a huge guy. I think he would probably fit well with the Wyatt family. I think it would have been maybe even better though if it would have been somebody we already knew, but somebody surprising like a Leo of a Kruger. I just feel like it would have been, but I feel like still too, it's a perk because it's somebody we don't know, which is always something we're always wanting. We want an unexpected thing, and we want WWE, TNA, Ring of Honor, all these companies to use these people that we don't know, these new guys we haven't seen a lot. So I'm interested to see what's happening, and if when Eric Rowan does come back, because I'm pretty sure he's injured, is there going to be like a feud between them two, those two, and maybe that'll help Eric Rowan too, because Eric Rowan has just been floating around for a while too, which is kind of hard for a big man. So I, I'm interested. I'm just interested to see because he pretty much dominated, Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose. Like it was funny. I was watching it and Roman Reigns is trying to attack him, and he's like, "Ugh, get off me." He kind of looks like a lumberjack. I think he looks kind of like a lumberjack-esque guy, which I guess the entire Wyatt family kind of looks like that. I'm interested though. I want to see if he's as athletic as Luke Harper is or Bray Wyatt because they're both pretty athletic big guys. So I kind of want to see if he's just gonna be the stereotypical big guy or how it's gonna play out.
Yeah. So next, we had a little bit. I think we had a match with the freaking New Day. I forgot what they were called for a second there. So after that, they had a little bit of they have to talk on the mic because they always gotta talk. We get some pyro out of nowhere. It looks familiar. And then whose music hits? That's right, the Dudley Boyz. I think I pooped myself after this because we got Bubba for the Royal Rumble, and we kind of hoped that he was going to come back, but he didn't. He went over back to TNA for a little bit, and I guess whatever happened with his contract, they couldn't come to an agreement, I think is what happened. But we got the Dudley Boyz back, both Bubba and Devon. So from what's posted online and on the website, it looks like they're back for at least a while. So I'm excited, kind of help bring back the tag team division. It looks like they're gonna have a feud with the New Day, which is gonna be exciting. Maybe they'll put the titles on the Dudleys for a while, kind of help build up that tag team division a little bit more. But I'm really excited to see them again. The fans, there was a huge pop from the fans. The fans are excited. We haven't seen them in I think it was like 10 years, they said. So it's good to see them back. Any thoughts on that?
My bad. I was watching the Seth Rollins thing and I got caught up. It was funny because I was anticipating when you were gonna say that, and I was like, I paused it, and then I went back to watch it. But yeah, I thought it was very interesting. Because I wasn't expecting it. Obviously, human spoiler machine number two, Casey, spoiled it for me. But it was still surprising. I don't know. I didn't hear the music for some reason. I didn't hear like it either was a different theme or like an older theme or something because I couldn't tell by the music that it was them. I also think the music wasn't loud enough. The commentary was way overshadowing the music in this one. But yeah, it was exciting though. I was like, it was good to see Devon because we've seen Bubba, but we hadn't seen Devon in a while, so it was good to see Devon too. They get the 3D on Xavier Woods through the table, which was pretty cool. Yeah, I kind of hope they give him a nice title run. I think that would be really good. Really really cool. Kind of help if they're trying to bring the tag team division back to the prominence they want it to be at. I think that would be perfect. To put it on them. And obviously, I think this is going to end with a Hall of Fame induction, maybe. I think that's probably why they're back anyway. Yeah, and what happened with or Bubba, whatever we're calling the man? What happened with his contract is that since TNA doesn't do guaranteed contracts anymore, he was paid on a per appearance basis, so he could leave whenever he wanted to. So typical TNA stupidity.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense to me that you would do that because it just I don't know. I don't work for TNA, so I don't know I don't understand their stupidity. Yeah, you would think if you had a really good talent, you would want to give them a guaranteed contract to keep them around, But anyway, so the sort of the main event of the evening wasn't a match. It was Seth Rollins, getting his statue to be put with the other legends. They did show the statue earlier in the night, which it looked really crappy to me. Obviously, it's not a real one, but there was no detail in the U.S. title on it, and there was a little bit of the detail on the World Heavyweight Championship on the statue, but it was so bad. But they come out for the ceremony to unveil the statue, and he does a nice promo. I liked Seth Rollins' promo during this. They start to do the countdown and reveal the statue. I was surprised. I thought when they did this, I thought the lights were gonna go out and you'd hear Sting's music, but they just lifted the curtain over the statue, and the statue wasn't there. It was Sting, which was kind of cool. A little bit confusing because I mean I know he had an issue with Triple H and he had that match at WrestleMania, but I don't understand why they're throwing him in a feud with Seth Rollins because he had nothing to do with Seth Rollins. They don't have any prior history together really, so that was a little bit confusing. Also, I thought it was kind of funny that when they lifted the curtain over what was supposed to be the statue, you see Sting there, and half of his makeup on his forehead is already coming off. I guess it was really hot under there, but I was like, come on now. So that was kind of funny. But at least we got to see Sting. We had heard that maybe we wouldn't see him for a while. We thought we might see him at SummerSlam, but we didn't. Um, I still just don't like. I thought they were gonna do something with him and Undertaker and kind of build that up to WrestleMania, but I guess they're going with this, which I don't understand. But it's always good to see Sting, so that was an exciting way to kind of end the show. Any thoughts on this?
Yeah, I noticed the face paint thing, and I was like, how, how already? um, but yeah, I don't know what they're doing with this, but it's a very interesting way to bring him back, nonetheless. Um, because we'd already saw the statue, and yeah, the statue looked terrible. I was like, no. Obviously, the WWE World Title is pretty easy to create, whereas I feel like the United States title has a little bit more to it. But yeah, it was interesting though. I don't know if they're putting him in a feud for like the title, which I think is weird. Even though I heard so many people on Twitter last night, or whenever it might have been the night before, talking about how they want Sting to have a title run, and I'm like, but he was in TNA. You were killing him if he would have had a title run at this point. So, like, I don't know why you want a title run now. I don't know if it would be a great title run, but I think him being kind of the face of WCW for a while, it wouldn't hurt. I guess I don't know what, like, maybe I think it would be cool if it was like he somehow won the title, because it'd be like that dream type of scenario, and then he faces Undertaker at WrestleMania for the title. I think that would be interesting. But then what do they do with the title afterwards? Because I don't think they're both gonna wrestle like full time or even part time at that point. Afterwards, so I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do with this. And maybe it's just to continue so to get Sting back in the fold, and then they'll figure out something to do with him. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I mean, it would be cool, like for kind of a nostalgia thing for older fans who were big fans of him in WCW and never thought we would actually see him in WWE. It would be cool to see him win the title, and they could put the title on him and then have a match with Taker at WrestleMania for the title, and then maybe whoever the Money in the Bank champion is at that time, they can do a cash in, so Taker doesn't have to win and then do another match, because I think they said, I've heard a lot of rumors that if he has a match at WrestleMania, it's going to be his retirement match. Also, going with that, I don't know if you saw the video of Taker walking after SummerSlam, walking to the back and he collapsed. So that kind of worries me, because he is getting older, and we always want to see that one more match, but I don't necessarily want to see it if it's going to put his health seriously in jeopardy.
Yeah, I also think they could do something where, like, let's just say Sting does win the title, and then like, I don't know. It's interesting because I was thinking about the cash in idea too, because like Sting wins the title and then he faces Undertaker for the title, um, and then we get the cash in or something like that, or Undertaker screws him out of the match, and that's what builds to the feud or something like that. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure. Go a lot of ways.
Yeah. Um, so I'm just kind of I'm torn on it, because I've always I'm one of the fans who really would love to see Taker versus Sting, kind of the icon of WCW versus the icon of WWE. But again, like I said, if it's gonna put his health seriously in jeopardy, I don't want to see that. And I don't really know Sting's health in general. We saw the match of Mania, but that wasn't really an intense match, I didn't think. So we couldn't really tell, his health by that match, I don't think. But it's going to be exciting to see what they do with this. Either way, it's cool to see Sting anytime we get to see him. Same with Undertaker. But that was kind of what we wanted to talk about, the three major things that happened on Raw, which were exciting. So that should kind of keep things exciting in the next couple months, the next couple pay-per-views, even up to WrestleMania, see what happens then. But that's gonna be our Raw special edition review that we don't normally do, but we did one now, and we're gonna get going because somebody has school in the morning and he has to get up at 8 a.m. and blah blah blah.
Don't don't
Anyway,
don't say school like I'm like a middle school childish girl. Okay, I'm in college, so I can come back and take a nap. That's why I'm still up right now. I can come back in between and take a nap. That's what I'm gonna do. This is for you guys because I love you.
don't forget your lunch money.
We have meal plans, man, and they're
Oh,
really
okay.
expensive. They're really.
All right. That is the show. We're done. We will see you for TNA or Ring of Honor / NXT, whatever one we do first. I'm sure somebody hasn't watched either. Like I haven't either, but it's more on him. That's really what it's.
Nah, they just came on today. I know you haven't watched anything, just like me. So, exactly.
All right. We will see you. Peace and love and bubble gum. I don't know.